All right. Good morning. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? What a game yesterday, huh? Maybe I'm a Jets fan this year. Maybe I'm a Jets fan this year. Jets, 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 Jets. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. How's everyone doing? Yeah, 260 was great, man. Really nice, Chef. That was straight from the stream, wasn't it? Bills are posers. Josh Allen makes some interesting decisions at times, I will say. I would love the guy on my team any day of the week. But he does make some interesting decisions at times. Definitely an aggressive quarterback. Zebra can't change its stripes. Yeah, I mean, same thing with me, Midnight Club. Yeah, it won't be changing, but it'd be fun to watch the Jets. Yeah, 4 turnovers. What a game, though. Good game. Definitely a nice little Monday night. Something to watch, for sure. Exciting. All right. Well, yesterday, nice day, for sure. I'm a little congested because I have my sister's dog. I'm dog sitting this week, and I'm allergic to dogs. And I still had to watch the dog, so very annoying. It is what it is. I should just take some Claritin or Zyrtec, but I'm allergic to dogs, and I'm watching a dog for the week, so that's why. So I'm good. All right. So good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Max Profit. Thank you, brother. Best pre-market anywhere. I appreciate you, Max Profit. Thanks for always showing up. So yesterday, very nice day. Very nice day on the market for me. Tesla 260. We talked about that level. That was our pullback level. We got that exact pullback, and I talk about this in my videos, right? If I come into this live stream, right, or even if you guys, aren't creating live streams of your own, you come into the day with a game plan, right? The game plan was 260, right? If we can get that pullback, we look for the hold and we go long off of it. It did it, right? It did it. So at that point, I have to take that trade and accept if I am incorrect, right? But I'm not going to, right? I would rather lose, at least in my mind, I would rather lose than talk about Tesla holding 260, not take the trade, watch it work out, and then sit here with my hands in my lap, looking at the stock, doing the exact thing I talked about, right? And that is just a matter of not being scared to lose, not being upset if I'm wrong, not being scared to trade, right? And this is something I talk about a lot in my videos. It's a lot of mentality. So 260, it broke down towards 260. It held it. I went long. I made $4,000, right? Why? It's just because I trusted my game plan. So very nice there on Tesla. 260, really nice hold. And then we also long the Qs off, or it's a SPY, off a nice demand as well. So really nice stuff yesterday. Hope you guys caught some of that yesterday. And if you did, congratulations. If not, let's look for some plays today. So press that like button. As always, if you guys could, we got 900 people here, 200 likes. Ratio's real bad to start. If you guys could, press that like button. Take a second out of your day. Subscribe to the channel. We need to, we got to hit 70,000 subs here, man. And we got to hit 100,000. I need to think about, got to get the growth going. We got to get out of the supply levels and get to that 100,000. So good morning. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. With your help, that is possible. I know you're here for the schedule, so let's get started. Futures economic earnings calendar. Of course, all the eyes are on the economic calendar this week. We have CPI, and we have CPI, and we have PPI this week, right? CPI, PPI. So right here, you guys can see. Today, really nothing on the schedule. Tomorrow, CPI. Thursday, PPI, right? So that's really the main watch on the economic side. U.S. retail sales at 8:30 as well on Thursday, but really the week is all about here, right? CPI, PPI. We have jobless claims and retail sales as well tomorrow or on Thursday, so that's important as well. But could we see some slow action today because of anticipation of tomorrow? Yeah, absolutely. Very possible. What's our ad today? APEC CEO Summit, the most influential meeting of business and government leaders in the Asia Pacific. Why am I getting that? Oh, if you guys want to go to that, go ahead. All right. So today, right, is a day before CPI. Do we get some choppy action, right? Very possible. And if we do, we have to protect ourselves. Tesla, 270. Big level to be watching today, 270. Nvidia, 453 supply. This is a very big level as well. Microsoft, 335. Netflix needs to get over 450. This is a big level for Netflix. Amazon, what a perfect hold of 140 yesterday. If you guys are in the Discord, you know we were screaming and hollering about longing 140 on Amazon. If you guys took that, well done. Apple, still staying weak. We also have we have the Apple keynote event today. I have never seen Apple go higher off of a keynote event. I've never seen it. So does that mean it happens this time? It's possible. But I have never seen Apple actually move higher off these events. Usually it's a sell the event, sell the news type of thing. So that's usually what happens almost every time. And then the next one, Meta 310, really big level to be watching today on Meta. All right. So that's our schedule. Let's get started. Here we go. So NASDAQ, very clear levels today. Very clear levels on the NASDAQ today. So yesterday, we held above that 15.6, that 50 SMA area we talked about, right? We talked about this 50 SMA, this 15.6 demand, this previous high from Friday. We sort of maintained that level. We pushed higher off of it, right? You have this maintain of this level, the maintain of this level, that 15.6, 15.570 area. You maintained it in the morning. You pushed off of it into the next supply that we had, which is around 15,700, right? That is where we ultimately rejected, up at 15,700. Now, we're sort of sliding right back into it, right? So what's the key of today? We need to see if this green zone holds today, right? We need to see if the NASDAQ can hold 15.6 and can hold the 50 SMA today. If the NASDAQ pulls back into this level, starts to hold, right? Maybe there's another possible long here off this level today, right? That's very possible. The only short side entries I would look for today, right? We can just go over the scenarios here. The only way you look short today is maybe, which is I'm not 100% comfortable with, but maybe you could look for an aggressive entry on a rejection of the 50 SMA, right? A break under that 15,570. The only problem I have with that is that you would be shorting back into previous day lows, which I'm really not fond of. That's around this 15,530, right? So if I sort of draw this out, I think I'd probably wait for that 15,530 before shorting anything, but it's possible you could catch an aggressive short under the 50 SMA, maybe back into previous day lows, right? You can see right there. But I'm not really too much of a fan of shorting into previous day lows, right? You can see that right there, that previous day low, 15,530. It's really just not something I like to do because I know there could be very harsh reactions at those levels, right? Something very harsh off that level. So I'm not a big fan of that short. I think the major area to be monitoring today is absolutely this 15.6, 15,570, this 30-point range in the NASDAQ, I think is going to be the major area to be watching. If you do get a bounce off that level, right, off that 50 SMA, that is where you could push back into that 15.7 again. That 15.7, to be quite honest, that 15.7 might be the only spot that I'm interested in the short side, right? I don't know if I am too interested in the short side here into some of these pullback retest levels, right? I'm really not quite interested in shorting this NASDAQ back into previous day lows, right? Back into previous rejection highs, back into this high here, back into this high here. So I'm not too fond of the short side here, right? Especially after seeing yesterday's hold of this 15,530 level and seeing that bounce. I don't really want to be exposing myself shorting back into these demand levels, right? Because I know there could be buyers that step up. So I'm not too interested in the short side this morning. I think the only short side that I'm interested in is a break and hold under yesterday's lows, right? That's one. That's entry point one. Or a rejection of 15.7, right? Those are really the only two short side entries that I could get behind today. 15.7 supply and the break and retest under previous day lows. Those are the only two sort of short side setups I'd look for. Now to the long side, right? To the long side, I would be very interested in closely monitoring how we perform at this 15.6, 15.570 zone, right? I would be very interested in that area. This could very well be a little pullback long entry today, right? This could very well be a little pullback long entry into this 15.6, 50 SMA area, right? If we pull back to this area today and sort of maintain, right, sort of curl off this level, we could sort of create this little flag pattern, right? And sort of just this slow pullback back to the 50, back to 15.6, start to curl off of it, right? Hold it, make higher lows intraday, and then start to sort of build strength for another push to the upside. That is definitely a watch of mine today. So I'm going to monitor very closely how this 15.570, this 50 SMA, this 15.6 area sort of maintains intraday. All right. However, right, if you guys are traders, which you need to be traders in this market, especially with some of the reversals we've seen and the short-term moves we've seen, if you do long this, right, you are a profit taker towards this 15.7, right? You are a profit taker into this high. We are not buying positions here. We're hoping for big breakouts, right? We're just sort of trading that demand low, trading it up into the rejection points, taking our profits, maybe holding a runner if we want to see more. But we are definitely profit takers in this market. So if you're going to long 15.570, 15.6 today, I'd be a profit taker towards 15.7, right? Because we already see that rejection that came in. All right. Those are really the levels I'm looking at. I would say there is no shorts in this area here, right? The shorts for me start either down here, right, under previous day lows, or up here at 15.7. Those are really the only two short places I like. Long side, I'd be looking to see how we perform at this 50 SMA and 15.6 today. All right? So that's the NASDAQ futures. QQQ. I really would like to see the QQQ hold 376 for upside confirmation. You guys remember us talking about that 376 level yesterday, and you saw the reaction of it early morning yesterday, right? 376 on the Qs. We have that previous low, right? These support lows at 376. And yesterday morning, we came in and we said, be careful being long at 376, right? And look at what happened yesterday. Nice little fake out above it. Nasty rejection of 376. We dropped lower. Later day, we were able to reclaim it, and that's where we really started to push. So today, to be honest, right? To really want to be long this market, I think it's extremely important that the QQQ is over 376, right? Why would we want to be long, right? Look at what happened yesterday at that level, 376. So, in my eyes, before you long anything today, I think you're going to want to see 376 turn into some type of a solid support. And if you don't see that today, right, I would be a little bit cautious of those rejections stepping in at 376. So as of right now, this is under, so I'm going to turn this back to red. So this is either a important rejection point today or a potential reclaim of support, right? So that's really the level I'm watching today for more clarity is 376 on the QQQ. That's really it, right? Pretty easy to read. Look at that reaction yesterday. So we're going to need to see, right, if we can get above that 376 today. That's going to be big. All right, ES. 1 hour chart on the ES. What level did we talk about yesterday? 45.40, right? We talked about 45.40, and that is exactly where we rejected. So 45.40, you guys can see right here. That was the level we talked about yesterday. That was that previous high right there. We pushed into it. We rejected it. Perfect level, right? Perfect level. Now, let's go to the 15-minute and let's get an idea of what could potentially set up today, right? Because this is a very clear 45.40 rejection, right? Early morning, later day, right? After hours, we can see the 45.40 supply, right? Clear as day. Now, before you short this, you have to be paying attention to this previous high, and yesterday's lows. Look at how perfect yesterday's lows held as, or previous day highs, Friday's highs, held as support yesterday, right? This is where we longed the SPY yesterday in the group. Friday's highs, yesterday's lows, we longed off that level, looking to see if we could hold that previous day high, right? And look at how perfect that came in. Boom, boom, and boom. All right, so are you going to short the SPY today into yesterday's lows? No, you're not paying attention if you do that, right? If you short the SPY today and it is above 40 and the ES is above 45.20, you are simply not paying attention to levels and you're not going to succeed. I'm just going to be totally blunt and totally honest, right? If you short the SPY today and you are near this 45.20 demand, maybe, right, you get a lucky break below that level, but there is no structure to your trade and you're just sort of throwing money at the table and hoping that it sticks, right? You are not shorting into previous day lows, Friday's highs, right? That doesn't make any sense. So, to short the market today, if you're looking to short the market, you need to be under previous day lows. You need to be under 45.20, right? That is a mandatory break below to get the market to turn bearish, right? That is mandatory. This is very possibly, right? Very possible that this is another long entry today. It is very possible that this is just a little slow pullback back into this 45.20 demand and another long entry. That's very possible. So I would be watching this 45.20. That is a crucial level today. Look to see if it holds. Look to see if we break below it, right? That is a very key level at 45.20. All right? If you get that long off 45.20, right, you have to be a profit taker in the 45.40. You can clearly see there is rejections above. So very clear levels today. Now, let's take a step back and think about what the ES did yesterday. The ES traded in a 20-point range, right? 20-point range. Tomorrow is CPI, right? Tomorrow is CPI. Do you trade in the same 20-point range today? Is it get even worse today because of CPI tomorrow? It's very possible, and I would be aware of that. All right? SPY, same exact thing. You guys can see how perfect this was yesterday. Friday's highs, right? Friday's highs. You can see right here. Yesterday's lows at the exact previous high. Break, retest, break and retest demand hold. That's perfect. You know we had that supply up there at 448.50. What is going on here on SPY? It is a 2-point range, right? A 2-point range on the SPY. So, yeah, not much, right? Not much. We have to respect the channel. You have to understand that CPI is tomorrow. You have to understand the market environment. Is there a potential that you just stay between this 2-point range today? Absolutely, right? Absolutely potential of us just staying between this 2-point range. Between 446.80, 447, the 50 SMA, and that 448.50, right? Very potential. Just watch this channel, okay? Mr. Dow, yeah, I mean, wow, it rejected right off our supply yesterday. That was our exact supply level we had, right? 35.1, big rejection at 35.1. You're just going to trade within this channel, guys. You're literally going to trade within this channel. Until you break out of it, I would not trade the Dow. 35.1, 34.7, 34.8, big channel in the Dow. Russell, staying pretty weak, actually. You got that pop back into that, remember we talked about those SMAs on the Russell? Look at that pop into the SMAs yesterday. Pop right into the 100, right into the 200. That's a pretty heavy rejection up there, right? That's a pretty heavy rejection up there on the Russell. So be careful here on the Russell. Looks like it's getting pretty weak. You're still sitting at 4-hour demand, though, so you can't really short into this level, right? You can't really short the Russell into 4-hour demand. But that is a really nice, you can clearly see how weak this thing is. Look at the rejections at the SMAs. All right? So, pretty clear today, right? Pretty clear today. I would say overall, proceed with caution because of CPI tomorrow. Proceed with the idea that the price action might be choppy due to CPI. Watch previous day lows on everything. Do not short into previous day lows on the ES and the SPY, please, right? ES and SPY, do not short into previous day lows. It does not make sense to be shorting SPY into previous day lows. That is potentially a very interesting long entry today that I will be monitoring to see if to build strength off that low, right? All right, let's continue. Tesla. So it's everyone's watching the same level today. There's not a single person or maybe even a single computer that is not watching the 270 level on Tesla, right? There's not a single person that is not watching the 270 level on Tesla today. So there's definitely going to be some fake outs around it, right? That's without a doubt. It's going to fake out a lot of weak-minded traders, people that don't understand what's going on, right? It's definitely going to cause some fake outs. That's just what Tesla does. There's so many people watching it that it's not going to be that easy, right? So you guys can see right here, 270, 270, 270, right? That is a huge triple top. You are above it right now, right? You are above it right now. So today, it is all about, does Tesla hold above 270 and can it break out of a little downtrend, right? Can Tesla hold above 270, right? And can it break out of this downtrend and continue higher? That is the question of the day, right? For millions of people around the world. Can Tesla maintain over this 270 level? That is going to be huge today. So that's what we looked at yesterday, right? What did we talk about yesterday? Can Tesla hold 260 on a pullback? Well, you can see right there. Pullback, 260. Nice push off that. Nice continuation later day, right? What did you do yesterday intraday, right? Look at 270 intraday here. This is the 5-minute chart. Look at 270 around 11:30, 12 o'clock yesterday. Look at how perfect we held that 270 level for about 15 minutes yesterday, right? That's the type of confirmation that I talk about, right? The sort of wait to see if it holds above. That's 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes of just a maintain. And look at these wicks over 270. Wick up, wick up, wick up. Another wick, right? Wicked off that 270 multiple times, creating a little upside trade. So today, I don't have much for you, right? Besides look to long off 270, right? I don't think there's anything. This right here is where you either catch this trade or you don't, right? This is where you either catch this trade or you don't. If you're going to look to long 270 today, which is as clear as day a level to trade off of, right? Everyone can see that. That's a previous triple top high on the 4-hour chart, right? Previous triple top high on the 4-hour chart. Nice maintain above it yesterday. Maintaining above it this morning. If you cannot take a long and accept a loss under 270, then you are not going to be able to trade the stock market, right? If you cannot accept a trade at 270, right, and accept the fact that if Tesla sort of breaks down, maybe it sort of stops you out. If Tesla sort of shows us a reason to look long off 270 today, if we see some bounces stepping in at 270, if we're seeing demand hold up, right, and you just simply can't execute, that is a mentality problem, right? That's a mentality problem. So If I see 270 try to hold today, I'm absolutely longing this again. I'm still long Tesla overnight, but I will look to long this again off 270 today. If we break below 270, you could look for that short side, right? That would be a big breakdown, and probably a lot of people would. Dog's barking. You would probably see a lot of people get out of positions under 270. I should get the dog and put it in the live stream. So 270 is the big level, right? That's the big level. So let's watch that today. If you missed the 270, right? If you missed the 270 and Tesla sort of squeezes, then you got to look for 275, right? 275 is your supply above. So 270, 275, that's what we're watching today. All right, pretty clear on Tesla. Pretty clear on Tesla. The doggo. That's what we're watching right there. All right, let's continue. Nvidia. So, Nvidia I have two different reads on Nvidia. No, it's not my dog. I'm watching it for a family member. And I'm allergic to dogs. So, I have two different reads on Nvidia. It's going to depend on how the market reacts today, and it's going also to depend on the individual weakness or strength on Nvidia, because yesterday Nvidia got crushed, right, off some CEO selling share news. But there's two different reads that I have here. So the first read is the shorter term read, which is bearish. You guys can see right here, you have previous lows, previous lows, previous lows, right? You broke below it, you came back into it, and you rejected it, right? That is a break and retest of previous lows and the 50 SMA, right? Look how clear that is. That is as clear as can possibly be, right? Previous lows, break, retest, 50 SMA, rejection, right? So that's very important. That would be a must-watch level, right? If you are long NVIDIA, you need to be monitoring that 453, right? That is a very potential rejection point. Now, the other read that I have on NVIDIA is the longer-term look and this 440 level, right? I don't know, not yet, right? I don't have as much clarity as I need, or I don't, it hasn't shown me its cards yet. I don't know how strong this 440 demand is going to be, right? Because we have 440 demand here. We have 440 demand here, right? We have 440 demand here, and once again here. We have it held on a little bit here after breaking and rejecting. And after we reclaimed 440 here, we had a very large demand bounce. So we are coming right back down into that 440 demand on NVIDIA. So the question is going to be, right, which side wins? Is it going to be this 440 demand? Is this pullback an opportunity for longs into 440? Or, right, do we continue to sort of reject here, and do we break below 440? That's really going to be the question here on NVIDIA. That probably gets decided by CPI, to be honest. That's possibly the catalyst that decides this, decides who wins, the bulls or the bears here, right? It's possibly that NVIDIA just sort of trades sideways here today, and then CPI decides that next move. That's probably what happens here, right? That's probably the final outcome. But I would be watching to see how this 440 reacts, and I'd be watching to see how this 453 reacts, right? That's very important. So you can clearly see the channel, 453 supply, rejections yesterday, and then that 440 demand out on the 4-hour chart, which is also very important as well. So that's my read on NVIDIA today. It's possible we stay within this channel, but watch 453 and watch 440. Very big levels there. All right. Microsoft, pretty interesting little pullback potentially here to 335. I would be watching this 335 on Microsoft. You guys can see right here. Previous highs, right? 335, 335. We held that yesterday and pushed off of it. And so today, what happens at 335? I'm not going to spend too much time here on Microsoft, but that is definitely something to be watching. 335. Keep an eye on that. All right, keep an eye on that. So 335 Microsoft, keep an eye on that level. Look to see if we break or hold above that level. Netflix. I wanted to talk about Netflix because I talked about potentially swing trading this yesterday, and there was one reason why I did not enter. I was waiting to see what happened at this 450 level, which was a previous rejection on Wednesday of last week. And, I mean, look at the same level again, right? If we go to the 5-minute chart, that 450 level on Netflix just is heavy, man. It's heavy up there. Let me move this down. 450. It's a heavy level. So I'm not ready yet to go long on this Netflix idea. Looking at this 450 rejection again yesterday, very, very heavy level above. So I still like the longer term look, right? If we look at this hourly chart, this is still a very nice break and retest of this 437. We can see we are still very much holding above that. We really didn't break down yesterday, right? We just rejected supply. So it's still a very valid setup. Maybe the entry is still good in this area. But for me, my confirmation is going to be a hold over 450 for that actual confirmation of upside. So 450, that's what I'm going to be watching today. Keeping an eye to see if Netflix can get above that level at any point this week. If it can, I like that continuation. But 450 looking pretty heavy over there. Amazon 140. You guys know we talked about this level, right? And you guys can see here, I'll show you exactly what it looked like intraday and how you found entries, right? We were screaming and hollering about 140 yesterday intraday in the voice chat. You guys can see right here, all right? This is the 2-minute chart. We got above 140. We pulled back to 140, right? And we maintained that 140 perfectly, right? So you can see right there, that entry at this point, right, if I zoom in, I know a lot of you guys took this in the chat too, so congratulations on that. After seeing this thing get above 140 and actually hold it, right, and this is where, right, you guys can see right here, this is a great example of it not holding, right? So you can see you got your break, right? You tried to come back down, and what I always like to see is some kind of a green candle wicking off that level, right? Look at this one right there, and look at this one. Look how identical these two candles are. See this candle? And see this candle? Those are identical green candle wicks off 140, right? So this is a good example right here of waiting, and that's a no trade, right? That's a no trade. That's a very clear no trade, right? Because you got above, that's check one, right? Check one is the break above. Check two, which is how you avoid getting, this is how you avoid longing fake outs, which I know a lot of people love to just trade breakouts, and it just doesn't work. How you avoid trading fake outs is you actually wait for the break. That's check one, and you wait for the retest hold and then the continuation. All right, so you got the break here early morning, but no hold. Later day, you got the break again. You held. You came back down to it. Another retest. Look at this candle right here. Exactly at 140. That right there, this is what I talk about, right? At this point, there's nothing else that can get you in this trade. There's nothing else there. That at this point, right, it's either you're too scared or you're willing to take the trade. So 140, break and retest. Beautiful hold yesterday. That's the exact level, and you can see the rest is history from there. 140, why that level? Well, right here, right? Why 140? Previous high, right? Previous high, 140, break and retest above it. Very nice. Now, what are we looking at today on Amazon, right? We can see right here. We can't long Amazon now, right? So you missed the trade, right? So if you didn't trade Amazon yesterday, that trade is gone. You guys can see right here, 143.63, 143.65 area, 4-hour double top. Come here. Dog's going crazy, man. It's running around like Cujo in there. So 143.65, right? You guys can see right here. That's a high right there on Amazon, 4-hour chart. And you can see right here, 4-hour chart on Amazon, another double top high. So this is where, right? This is where you have to accept that you missed the trade. The trade is over, right? The long trade on Amazon is no longer valid. The only long on Amazon at this point is a break and hold above the 143.65, the 144 level, right? That's the only long potential on Amazon, right? You need to wait for it to get above the double top, and then you can look for that continuation. But there is no reason why you would come into today after seeing the beautiful entry point at 140, missing it, right? And then longing it into a double top of 4-hour supply, right? That is where you get stuck in trades that you say, this is manipulated. I can't believe Amazon didn't go up today. So, yeah, you have to wait for that to break above that 4-hour double top if you want to see that upside continuation. If not, that is a very potential rejection point today. So that's what That's what I'm going to be watching on Amazon. 143.60, 144. Let's see what Amazon does at that level today. All right, Apple. So Apple, it's got its event today. And very rarely does Apple ever go up off this event. It's almost always a downside move. And there is a very clear level of rejection here on Apple today. This is very interesting. So look at this, right? You can see this little uptrend that was broken and rejected yesterday, right? See this? You have low, low, and low, right? You broke that uptrend yesterday. You came back to it. And where did Apple reject? At that exact uptrend, right? So it came back and rejected that exact uptrending level. That is very resemblant of a sort of change of trend, right? Break, retest the trend, and look for more downside. However, right, we just have to sort of watch what happens here today around this 180, 181 area. This is very important, right? We can see here rejections. It's very clear. Rejections, right? We can see those rejections stepping up here around that 180, 181 area. Not on top of that, you also have the 20 SMA and the 100 SMA right above on Apple. So if you see some NASDAQ weakness today, right, maybe there is a little downside off that 181, 180 area today. Maybe coupled with a little bit of downside on their keynote event, right? That could be an interesting little supply rejection today. If Apple is able to break above the 100 SMA, right, and hold above the 180, 181, then there could be some upside continuation. So in my eyes, it's all about this 181 and this 100 SMA today. Interesting level to be watching on Apple today. Keep an eye on that. All right, the last one I got for you here, guys, is Meta, and that's because it is a big level here at 310. 310, big time level. I just sort of realized this level yesterday afternoon, sort of searching around, looking at charts. I realized that I was sort of missing this 310 level, right? I failed to see this, so I wanted to make sure I gave you an update. This is a big-ass level, right? 310, 310, 310, 310. Look what happened after we fell below 310, right? After we fell below 310, right there, it was all over. Right? After we broke that 310 and rejected the 20 SMA, it was all over for Meta, right? So look at where you're at today, right? Look at where you're at today. 310, right? You are right back at that level. So keep an eye on that 310 on Meta. This is a big, big level. If you get market weakness, this could be a nice little 310 supply rejection. If you get market strength, this could also be a very important reclaim of that level, right? If you reclaim this quadruple bottom back here of 310, that's a very influential, breakout. So 310 is going to be the level to watch on Meta, right? You either look for that supply rejection of this level and market weakness, or you look for the break and hold above for upside continuation. You can see how important that 310 was. And this has to go here. you can see how important that 310 was back here in, this is back in early August. So keep an eye on that level, right? Keep an eye on that 310. That's the big stuff over there. That's what I would be watching, right? That is what I would be watching today. 310 on Meta. Yeah, look at sort of what's happening here, man. This is interesting, right? This is your big watch today. It's all about this 15.6 today, right? And let me make sure you guys understand sort of the importance of this level here when I zoom out. So you guys can see, right? This 15.6. I'm going to zoom back out here to June and July. 15.6, 15.6, right? 15.6, 15.6, 15.6, 15.6. Right here again today. 15.6, right? So this is your level to watch here, right? 15.6. Keep an eye on that level. All right? And then on the ES, guys, if you pay attention, right? If you pay attention, you don't need to ask about the SPX. We talk about the ES every single day. The ES is where you should be watching. If you watch the ES, okay? Don't. That's so annoying. SPX, please. SPX, please. Watch the ES, okay? Stop trading the SPX. You can trade the SPX off the ES, all right? Right here, 45.20, 45.40. If you understand, if you watch the live stream, I already talked about the ES, right? And you can watch the exact same thing, the previous day lows and the previous day highs, right? That is the exact same thing on the SPY, on the ES, right? We already talked about this. Previous day lows, ES and SPY. Previous highs, right? Friday highs, yesterday lows. That's on the SPY. So you're not going to short, right, into that level. That is the exact same thing on the ES. Previous day lows, which were previous highs, right? It's the same exact thing. So that's what you're watching, right? The reason people ask about SPX is because they want me to tell them exactly where to enter, right? I know that, right? That's why people ask for SPX. They say, which contract, what strike price, how much money should I put into it, and where should I buy it? I know that's why people ask about SPX. Those are the type of people that typically trade SPX, okay? So that's why I say this, to maybe protect you. Watch the ES, previous lows, Friday highs, yesterday lows. That's the level to be watching, okay? That's the level to be watching. SPX. Why SPX and not me? Please. All right. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Come here. Runs away every time I try to get the dog. Just runs away. Comes here, try to pick her up, runs away. There she goes again. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. Subscribe to the channel. I hope you have a fantastic trading day. SPX, watch the previous day lows. For all you SPX boys out there, SPX, FTX, SBF. Yep. That's it, bing bong. That's exactly right. I'm going to get that dog. I'm going to get it. Where is it? I'm trying to show you the dog, but I can't because every time it comes over here, it runs away. So, press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope you enjoy the levels. Yeah. Love you too, Chad, Jack. Shout out to the Colt. Shout out to the Champions Club members. Yeah. Matt Diamond. What's up, Matty? SPX, 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 SPX. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.